8:17 on our Friday morning. It was 6 years ago today. Our team of meteorologists was busy tracking a monstrous storm that coined the viral hashtag Houston Strong. Even all these years later, families are still recovering from catastrophic flooding Hurricane Harvey brought to our region. But even through the days of darkness, the brightness of our community shone through. So many gestures of helping hands, including a handshake caught on camera that brought Houstonians together.
People, they just need help. And you gotta do it. You either make a choice and laugh about it, or you do something about it, or you can complain. And we just chose to do something, so that's it. I mean,
you're awesome.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thank you. Hey, thanks for what you're doing. We appreciate
it. Definitely, bro.
And I'm guessing you're going back in there.
Well, I was going to tell you that they wanted y'all to move up a little bit. So
we
they
need to move out of the way.
No, it's fine. You got to rush, but
okay.
They're gonna get this truck out of here.
Absolutely.
But no, you good, man. You know, you gotta put the news out there.
You're kind. Well, we're going to move out of the way because we don't want to slow up progress.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much, and y'all be safe back there.
All right, bro. Thank
Certainly.
you.
Sometimes it's the small moments that leave the biggest impact. In that report, we saw former KPRC2 reporter Ryan Korsgaard talking to Jamal Reynolds, a Houstonian who was impacted by flooding. Ryan is joining us now to reflect on Hurricane Harvey coverage. Ryan, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Absolutely, Zach. Good morning.
We appreciate your time. I want to know your reaction when you watch that clip, that report back after all these years. What runs through your mind?
Several things. One of the things is Jamal actually came over to tell us we were in his way. You understand as reporters, right. Sometimes that happens, that we needed to get out of the way so they could get more equipment in. But we snuck in a quick interview with him, and I did a little research last night, and some words stuck out from it, and I'd like to read them to you. It said, "It is our duty as Americans, period." He said, "It's flooded. There are a lot of families out there, a lot of pregnant women, a lot of people who don't speak English. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, Muslim, gay, fat, skinny. It doesn't matter. You just have to do it." And I thought those words really, just considering we were standing on that flooded roadway, they were poetic. I mean, he's right. It did not matter. If your house wasn't flooded, you had a duty to get up and help somebody who was, because it was, I call it an equal opportunity storm. It hit rich neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, neighborhoods in between. People were left homeless for weeks, months, some displaced for years. And some, I would venture to say, are still not living in the situation they were before the storm. So when I look back on that, it was I had to think about it last night, but it was western Harris County, and just seeing those flooded roadways, and that was the truth all throughout our area. And everybody stepped up, whether it was people at the TV station, the people in the neighborhoods. I remember Keith Garvin loaned me a sleeping bag, because in the rush to get out of my house and to get to work, I had left my sleeping bag behind. So, everybody helped everybody. And I think that's the enduring lesson from Hurricane Harvey all these years later.
Yeah, it did not discriminate. It changed lives forever. As a reporter, it's never easy to cover tragedies. It's part of the job. This assignment was different, though, in many ways. Take us back to the moment you realized the magnitude of this assignment.
I originally thought that Harvey was not going to be an issue for Houston. And the reason I say that is, we were kind of all hands on deck starting on Friday. Friday and Saturday were lackluster if you were in Houston, Harris County area, just because obviously Rockport was feeling it. It was moving in our direction. And I went to bed about 10 o'clock on Saturday night. And I remember looking up at the ceiling and seeing water starting to come in the ceiling. And it was not an old house, but I'd never had that issue before. So all of a sudden you're up in the attic putting, high and dry previously, you're putting bins up there to catch the water, not sure when you're going to come home. And a couple of hours later, I got a call from our assistant news director, "I need you to come in now, and I'm sending somebody to pick you up," which was kind of the disconnect. I didn't take my bedroll with me to the TV station. And so when we got down to, I would say, the Telephone Road area, southeast Harris County, all of a sudden it became apparent when you looked down Monroe and you looked towards downtown, and you couldn't get anywhere unless you stayed up on the freeways. You knew that Houston area was in trouble real fast. And if you have fuel in your car, you better conserve it because you wouldn't have it for long. And looking at some of those pictures up on the freeways, you could certainly get around. If you were down on the, any of the side roads, you had to have a boat.
Yeah, you talk about wall-to-wall coverage, Ryan, that lasted more than a week, 6 years ago. How did you wrap this up? How did you pick up the pieces and move on, not only just as a reporter, but really as a member of this community?
I would say that after several days of sleeping in the TV station, and I had a little bit of a break one night, and I took one of the station's cars. I just wanted to go to make sure that my house was intact. I was the only one living there. I wanted to make sure it was still standing. So I rushed home, saw it, and I get home, and there's literally an SUV in the ditch in the front yard. And it's one of those deals, you go look, make sure there's nobody inside, and don't think about it and keep going. I think that once I found out that all my friends were okay, not necessarily high and dry, but had survived, you're able to go on. But I will tell you, the night there's a hotel there on the Southwest Freeway I had driven by many times and not thought a thing about it. But when somebody at the TV station somehow got 4 or 5 rooms, and I, was able to get a warm shower and get a few hours rest, you're able to keep going. But I just think back at all of there were so many heroes. Some you knew, some you didn't. I think back to a friend of mine who just wanted to go help and teamed up with a brother-in-law or some friend of his that had a boat, and they ended up rescuing rescuers from Harris County whose boat overturned.
Wow. Yeah. Heroes, helping hands, sense of community. Ryan, we so much appreciate your time this morning, taking us back to those days 6 years ago. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.